I want to tell you a little story about a guy named John. This guy named John, he built houses for about 30 years. And he actually became known as one of the best house builders in the country. He lived in England and he developed his craft over a long period of time. And he really devoted everything to his craft. Like every job, every opportunity that he had to build a house, he poured everything into building these houses. And then something started to happen as he got to the end of his career, and he was like, you know what, I want to spend time with my family, I want to play golf. All of a sudden, he was a little bit over it. It started to feel more like an obligation than an opportunity. And so he's like, you know what, I need to retire. It's time for me to move on to the next stage of my life. And so John types up his 2-week letter of notice of resignation, and so he turns that into his boss, and his boss says, hey John, will you please do me one favor? We're so grateful for everything that you've done for us. We're so grateful that you invested in our company and in so many of our clients' lives and built them these amazing homes. Will you please just do us one favor? And he said, man, yeah, what is it? And he said, will you just build one more home? He was like, man, I really, I've got plans with my family. I want to play golf every day. And all right. So once again, he did it out of a sense of obligation. So he starts building this home, and he starts cutting a few corners. And, it got, some people came to him and they were like, you can save some money if you do this. You can build it this way. You can build it that way. But and that's what he did. He just cut some corners. He wasn't there every day going through it. He had some other people. He just kind of delegated the task to, and he just went through the motions when he built this house. And it was up to code. It would pass the tests. But it wasn't one of those really special homes that he had built for people in his life. And he knew that in his heart. He knew that other people wouldn't know necessarily, but he knew in his heart that he'd cut corners and that it was just never going to be that house that was so special, like he'd built so many times. And so finally they finished the house though, and he goes to turn it in, and he's all done. And so he's like, all right, I finished, I did what you asked. And his boss says, hey John, just one more thing. We just want to thank you for all your service to us for all these 30 years. And so we wanted to do one last thing for you as a token of our appreciation. And he hands him a little box. John opens the little box and his heart sinks. His heart sinks because he sees a shiny set of keys in that little box. And what he realizes immediately is that house that he'd just been building, they had just given to him. And that whole time he'd actually been building his own house. But he didn't realize that he was building his house that time. He just thought he was doing something for somebody else. And see, that's what I find so often as I travel around and I get to mentor a lot of people and speak into their life, that we don't realize that we're building our own house. We think we're building something for our school. We think we're building something for our job. We think we're building something for our company, for our family. We don't realize that we're building our own house. And so what today is really about for me is I want to teach you some tools that I think will help you to build the best house that you can.